It's your boy T-Burn Reaction. Today, you're watching today is Films Friday. I'm doing pre-record because got a busy weekend going as well too. This is why I say bonus week as well too for weeks. I know I'm going to have a busy weekend where probably won't be able to do Films Friday the day off. First of all, I usually do. So I pre-recorders. That's why I have like days. Bonus days as well too. So for bonus days, we're gonna follow up on one of the Kill Cow poll winners sequels as well too. And this one is Hostel. We're gonna check out Hostel 2 now. Last Hostel was crazy, man. So I think I react to, I know I did like the Jaffa of the house, one of the houses before. I'm not sure I did the two though. I'm not sure. Let me double check. But yeah, crazy movie. There was the innovator, the torture porn before Saul, following Saul as well too. Though is part of the torture porn. Yeah, I only did one. So anyway, it's part of the torture porn. Horror style, torture porn style horror films. That was a thing around the early to mid 2000s. Well, especially the mid 2000s as well too. That was then. It was first that. Then the Saw series came and many others, including many others as well too. So yeah. So without further ado, we're gonna check out the follow up of Hostel with Hostel Part 2. So let's get it. Before we do that, let me get this place in the mood. I'm back. Seeing the mood. Dark look and everything. It's my little thing I like to do for Films Friday, man. Let me see if I can change the lights as well too. Cool. Yep, cool. So we're gonna do that. Anyway, let's get it. And just realized the headphones they all way in. You probably heard it, but it's probably double time. Let's get it.
To the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Hostel Part 2, released in 2007. Following the box office success of the first Hostel, writer-director Eli Roth quickly began working on a sequel. He brought back pretty much his entire team, including producers, executive producers, the production designer, and of course, K&B Effects to make the gore. Hostel 2 pulls a pro-tag gender swap and follows a trio of female tourists as they navigate a bigger, badder elite hunting club.
Ain't that Randy's cousin or sister? Yeah, from Scream series.
Average, these women are a little more likable than the bros, but something feels off about them, whether they're too childlike or just, a bit bland. Hostel Part 2 expands.
I think I remember the trailer saying how it being the females being the victims this time. Main victims.
Behind the scenes look at the club, both its operation and its clientele. That makes the sequel less about the fear Americans have towards foreigners, and it even clarifies some of Slovakia's history.
Wait, wasn't there like some war in Slovakia?
There hasn't been war in Slovakia for 50 years.
Hell, with that line, we could even assume Alexei was just preying on dumb Americans in the first film. Hostel 2's main themes instead are sexism and masculinity, as well as the fear that your neighbor might be a psychotic murderer, the type of person who would pay to get that bloodhound tattoo. Like the first film, Hostel 2 received significant backlash after its release, with critiques leveled at its depiction of violence against women. The film faced censorship in several countries, with a British MP calling it extreme pornography and trying to criminalize its possession. Jeez. It was even outright banned in Germany and New Zealand for a while.
Oh
Just
my
like
God.
with Hostel 1, I totally understand if you don't like this movie. But once again, I find myself a fan. Though it's provocative, I think it has a purpose. How many backpackers will get...
Here we go.
Oh, hey, it's the sponsor train, presented by today's sponsor, NordVPN. 1 second, I gotta catch this.
Wow.
I want to travel the globe and see the sights, but that can be expensive. And it's made even worse with all the ways websites use your information to adjust their prices. For example, let's say you want to travel to Slovakia, and you've been looking for flights and hotels.
This made me miss Con riding a train, man. Something that I used to be fascinated with a train growing up as a kid, though, but yeah.
Hotels, not hostels. Because of cookies, travel sites can see that you've looked at this trip before, and you might be more determined to buy this time, which means you might also be willing to pay more. Sites can also use your location to increase prices based on your country's wealth and currency, or if they see you want to travel somewhere popular for people in your area. Is everyone around you taking a summer trip to Manila? Well, these sites can see that, and those prices are going up. So how do we avoid these hidden tricks? Well, by taking the Nord train to destination savings. Woo woo! With Nord, you can hide your cookies and set your location to regions across the globe. That lets you compare the differences between buying tickets from Los Angeles, to buying tickets from Rome, to buying tickets from New Zealand. So now I can book my travel at the lowest price possible. Bratislava and savings, here I come! Hop on the Nord train for yourself and get a 2-year plan at a huge discount. Plus 4 additional months for free with our link, NordVPN.
For those of you who are not like familiar with me with what that means, thing, usually the reason I let their sponsorship stuff slide because it's the reason why they're able to showcase some of the stuff they can showcase when they kill count. That's one reason. Other than that, usually I skip over stuff like this. But yeah.
.com/deadmeat. And with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, it's risk-free. That's nordvpn.com/deadmeat. Or click the link in the description below. How many backpackers will get bumped off on this return trip to Slovakia? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins right where we left off, with Jay Hernandez as Paxton still aboard his escape train. He's in Italy, far away from the events of the first film, which he recaps for a detective in the hospital. His recap ain't got that classic kill count cadence though, so the cop reveals himself as an imposter and makes marinara out of Paxton's belly. This is just a nightmare though. Paxton's hiding in isolation with his girlfriend, played by Cabin Fever's Jordan Ladd. He's paranoid about being found by the elite hunting club, since he knows they're everywhere in society, but she's weirdly dismissive.
I took you back because I felt bad.
Thanks? His fears are proven right when she finds him the next morning with a cap where his head should be. Eli Roth would get beheaded again with the same actors later that year for his Thanksgiving trailer in Grindhouse. Paxman's head is delivered to a fancy man via Paltrow postage. Although, how fancy of a place can this be with old finger-sucking McGee back there? We switch gears and meet our new protagonists, currently in Rome sketching nude dudes for an art class. While the first Hostel starred a trio of testosterone.
That's all I said about that. Jesus Christ, that's just wow. Just sitting there in the cat.
Bros, this installment follows 3 female American college students. It even briefly reverses the nudity by hanging Dawn. But don't worry, no homo bros. Roth washes it out right away with some tits. Final girl Beth and her party girl best friend Whitney are planning a trip to Prague. To Whitney's dismay, Beth extends a sympathy invite to her mousy roommate Lorna. I mean, she's gotta stick with her. Both of them are kill count vets. Beth's played by Lauren German, last seen hitching a ride in the 2003 Chainsaw Massacre, while Lorna is Heather Matarazzo, Randy's sister Martha in the Scream
That's a thought, yeah.
I love Lorna, mostly because I love Matarazzo, but she is weird and almost infantile at times.
Hot springs? That sounds so therapeutic.
Please don't kill her.
I want to go.
Still doesn't mean she should be outright hated, Whitney.
I swear to God, I'm gonna choke the bitch to death.
On the train to Prague, Beth and Whitney run afoul of some handsy Eurotrash dollars.
You stupid fucking American.
That particular word sets Beth off big time.
Are you fucking insane? What? I fucking hate that word.
Yeah, so does YouTube. While the first film modeled its tone after sex
Trying to
comedies, Hostel 2
recognize
is
some of
more
them.
unsettling early on, showing the everyday dangers of traveling as a woman. Things aren't going much better for Lorna, who gets robbed by this mustachioed weeping angel. Luckily, her period-accurate white iPod is rescued by Axel, who was the nude model in their class. She hit Beth with some fucky eyes back in Rome, and just so happens to be on the same train as them now.
Whoa, your girlfriend's stalking us.
Stalking American tourists in a Hostel film? I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, I think I see it. Since their trip is off to a Prague rocky start,
figure out
Axel
see it.
suggests a familiar detour.
On a little spa vacation.
Where?
Slovakia.
With her ringing endorsement, the girls change their plans and head to the same hostel from the first film, once again played by a convent in Doksiny, Czech Republic. Ha, glad to see things haven't changed. They check in with the desk clerk, played by the returning Milda Jedi Havlis from Hostel 1. Havlis was initially a production assistant on the first film.
I'm Jedi. Yeah. What is a Jedi?
In that movie, it was ambiguous if his character was in on the hunting club or not. This time it's clear, and his role has a little more meat since we get to see under the hood of the operation. The girls' pictures are sent out to a coterie of shadowy capitalists. Of course, should have figured Bezos would be in on this. Aw, you too, Uncle John Oliver. Their bidding war is presented with way more style than any scene from the first film. And at the end of it, Putt Nut Todd wins out. He's played by Richard Burgi, last seen on the kill count getting turned into a door knocker in the Friday review. Todd gets to bring a +1, so he rings up family man Stewart. A couple of excuses to the missus later, and these two white-collar business bros are on their way to Murderville. Todd's gung-ho about their vacation itinerary, but Stewart might be having second thoughts. He doesn't even want to get their cool club tattoo.
My wife is not gonna really understand.
Sorry, Stu. Tattoos are part of the contract, and breaking the contract is a good way to get killed. So just stock up on long sleeves, bud. The girls are given a Slovakian welcome by their returning bubblegum gang, who ask for $1. Lorna tries to give them Smiths. It doesn't work.
I said $1, bitch.
Hopefully they have better luck at the local harvest festival, which the clerk suggested to them.
Oh shit! I forgot about that part of Sportal Scare movie. Oh shit!
As a source of sexy good times.
It sounds kind of gay.
Or does it? While Beth channels Henry the Red, Whitney gossips with Lorna about Beth's net worth. See, her rich mom died when she was 12 and left her with more than a little milk money.
She could pretty much buy Slovakia if she wanted.
Even though Lorna doesn't drink, as revealed earlier, Whitney tricks her into drinking some Miko's Hard Lemonade. This apparently kinda happened in real life too. Heather Matarazzo was sober and said in an interview that Bijou Phillips kept pressuring her to drink. With everything else that's come out about Phillips, can't say I'm too surprised. Whitney nabs herself
Wait,
into a bubble named Beer Sloth, and Lorna gets herself into a ponytail
Tell me.
station.
We mean other things came out about Phillips. Hold up. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. I feel like I've seen her. Well, first, let me see a film of Bijou. I feel like I've seen her other stuff besides it. Black and White. Is that the one with Robin? Oh, yeah. She was in that. Okay, that's probably why I see her from. Black and White movie. Bully. I don't remember Bully, but yeah. Probably the Black and White movie I probably remember from. Was it? I don't even want to know. Anyway. Yeah. That's all I gotta say about that.
Beth's content to sit on the sidelines, but a spilled drink brings her face to face with Stewart. He and Todd have been stalking the girls from afar, but Stewart wanted to get up close and personal. He almost gives away the game.
Good night, Beth.
Did I tell you my name?
Stewart! But Beth's distracted when she sees Lorna leaving on a romantic river ride. Her boat buddy Roman is played by Roman Janeka, the previous film's second unit director, who was briefly seen throwing bottles at Paxton & Co. He takes her to a secluded bank because, of course, he works for the bad guys.
Damn it!
For that bad guy's cigarette. And, you know, the fact that he's a foreigner in a Hostel movie. Lorna's not the only waylaid vacationer. Beth spots some Hostel housekeepers clearing out a room previously rented by Blonde and Blonder. Writer Tim wanted to include these two on the count, but that feels like one step too much of an assumption for me. Sorry, Tim.
It's okay.
The next morning, the group washes off the night's festivities at the hot springs. This was filmed at the Blue Lagoon near Reykjavik, Iceland, a country Roth fell in love with after living there for a summer. Also doesn't hurt that the shoot was a literal day at the spa.
I just want to thank you all for your hard work today.
The ladies assume that Lorna's been caught in a lover's embrace.
I bet she's in a cum coma.
Oh, shit.
You know, that. A cum coma might be preferable, actually, and a little less kinky than her current situation. There's no safe word that'll work on Lorna's captor, Mrs. Bathory, named after Elizabeth Bathory, the real-life Hungarian countess and serial
probably doing first
The
victims.
IRL Bathory was accused of bathing in the blood of her victims, a story also depicted in Veronica, which is the single worst horror movie I've ever seen. Yes, that includes I'll Always Know and Thanksgiving 3. We did a commentary track for that on Patreon, so, you know, check that out if you fucking hate yourself. Lorna is subjected to some farm tool foreplay before Bathory starts slicing her open, channeling her namesake in a hot bloodshot. It's a harrowing fate that was exceptionally cool for Lorna, who just started coming out of her dorky shell. The bloodbath ends with a sickle throat slit and finally snuffs out Lorna's candle. Matarazzo trained for this scene by hanging upside down at home for increasing
Hey, that's to help she don't get killed. She the first one to get killed. The group get killed, man. Dang.
intervals. hours, until she could do it for 20 minutes straight. She reasoned it would help make the shoot easier on everyone if they didn't have to reset every minute or two. For makeup effects, K&B used tattoo paper for her wounds, essentially creating a sticker sheet of slashes. Then a simple bladder was placed below prosthetic skin with a tube pumping blood out of it for the throat slit. The effects and Matarazzo's performance combined to make one truly disturbing scene. It's what got the movie banned in New Zealand for a year. The version they eventually released had the whole scene removed. Back at the hot springs, Beth falls asleep to a sapphic shoulder rub. When she wakes up, she finds herself alone and probably with some very pruny toes. Seriously though, what the fuck happened to everyone else who was there? I don't buy that they were all in on it. You telling me this old couple's a pair of human traffickers?
Right.
Maybe. Anyway, she's accosted by some black-clad cronies, so she scales her way up a waterfall and into a nearby forest. She's tripped up by more bubblegum boys who love their candy, which is maybe why they beat her like a downed piñata. The bubblegum gang leader is played by the same kid as last time, Patrick Zigo.
Do people give you bubblegum because they're scared you'll kill them if they don't?
Давайте швейкачка весенний забыл.
Not sure how many of the other kids were returnees, but in any case, they seemed like a handful on set.
These kids are fucking nuts.
Beth is rescued by Sasha, the man who signed for Paxton's Fed head delivery. He's played by Milan Kanishko in his first US film role. Kanishko's a hugely popular Slovakian actor who also served in the country's government as Minister of Culture. Probably controversial for him to be in a Hostel movie.
The reality of Slovakia, it's not similar to the reality in the Hostel army.
At all. At all.
This is absolutely fiction.
Sasha is accompanied by Axel, who leads Beth away with her to a nearby car. As punishment for damaging the hunting club's goods, Sasha decides to make an example out of one of these buggers.
No!
Plenty fucked up itself, but to make
No!
matters worse, he forces them to choose which one he
No!
and then he kills them, while the others look on stoically. That is some
You know what I gotta say, because you know how I feel about kids. You know how I feel about kids. That was fucked up. Thank God I'm doing it late night where my son's asleep with the wife. And that was fucked up. That was fucked up. That was fucked up, yo. That's fucked up. That's all I gotta say about that. Yo. Oh, man.
some traumatizing shit right there. Sorry to burst your bubblegum, kiddos.
And too fucked up when the kids were pushing the kid to get got too.
Headquarters, we see Whitney's been kidnapped off screen. She's taken to the factory's green room where she starts to get prepped for pickup. Whitney goes bitney and takes off a nose, but her smile is hindered by giggling gatekeeping ghouls, them and their little dogs too. Axel takes Beth to her supervillain lair of a mansion, complete with bloodhound statues and a giant evil portrait on the wall.
I knew she was
Seriously,
doing it.
Beth, not picking up on any red flags here? I mean, Axel
I
has
knew
pictures
it.
with
I
Lorna's
knew she was doing
pickpocket
it.
and Natalia and Svetlana, the honey potters from the first film.
I
More
knew
goons
it.
arrive to capture Beth, so she tries to hide in a closet, only to stumble upon a trophy room with several human heads, including those of Eli Roth and a couple of his producers, like Dan Frisch and his brother Gabriel Roth. Paxton's head is the centerpiece, but before
Damn.
Beth can wonder who the heck that is, she's drugged and dragged away. Game over. With her quarry captured, the business bros are notified that their table is ready. They'd gotten these little restaurant pages earlier to let them know when their order's up. Stewart is still a bit apprehensive,
You think we're sick?
but Todd is ready to rip.
We're the normal ones.
All right, buddy, just do your coke. They're taken to the hunting club's heavily guarded compound and walk in through the same cavernous abandoned building we saw in the first film. Then they shop around for a fun new look. Check it out, dude, I'm a fucking dragon. Oh, yeah, I'm this guy, yeah. Ultimately, they settle on the classic Orange Butcher getup. The interiors of the hunting club were built on a soundstage at Barrandov Studio, the largest film studio in the Czech Republic. The industrial walls were made to look like poured concrete by returning production designer Rob Wilson King. King also built the train sets used earlier, with removable walls to make lighting and shooting easier. The ready lights turn red, so Stewart and Todd enter their chambers. Stu's room has got all the fixins, with power tools aplenty and a Beth in a bag. He's not ready to get his murder on, though. Instead, he unties Beth and promises to help save her.
I'm not that guy. No, of course not. I'm not that guy.
I think once he realizes the truth of what he's saying, that he's indeed not that guy, he decides he wants to change and be that guy, which is why he knocks Beth out with a punch. Turns out Family Man Stewart has been planning to use Beth to fulfill his wife murdering fantasy. It explains Todd's line from when he first pointed Beth out.
It's fucking crazy, huh? Dead ringer.
It also lends shading to the scene with his family that showed a frosty wife not even speaking to him before she left. In the other room, Todd is doing the power tool tango with a dolled up Whitney. He's showboating at first, but unlike Stewart, he ends up losing his nerve after accidentally sticking Whitney's face. Things get way too real.
Just cover that up. It'll be okay.
For this awful moment, K&B made a bladeless saw that blew air out to make Phillips's hair blow back. They coupled that with a blood spray and a wire that pulled some of her hair into the prop saw to make it look like it got caught. Todd decides this whole thing is too much for him, and despite a guard's warning, tries to leave without finishing the job. As punishment for breaking his contract, he's met with a pack of hungry pooches who dies with a little more bark than bite. The higher-ups try to salvage the situation, offering the wounded Whitney to current guests at a discount. One of them is played by the late Ruggero Deodato, the controversial director behind Cannibal Holocaust, which Roth has claimed as his favorite film. That explains Green Inferno. Roth clearly loves 70s exploitation and giallo films, and I like that he honors the people who made them in his Hostel duology. In addition to Deodato here and Takashi Miike in Hostel 1, this movie's detective in Paxton's Nightmare was played by Luke Miranda, a prominent actor in 70s Italian crime movies known as Policio Tesci. And the art teacher in Rome was played by Edwige Finech, a French actress who's been in like so many fucking giallo guys. Both
Is
Miranda and Finech
that's what
came
said
out
was
of retirement.
That's who killed Lorna was that teacher. I just realized that. I don't know why I was feel slow on that.
Check that out if you fucking hate yourself. Lorna is subjected to some farm tool for
Hold on, let me see. Was that her?
Elizabeth Bathory, the
I want to thank you all for your hard work today.
The ladies assume that Lorna's been caught in a lover's embrace.
I bet she's in a cum coma.
Or, you know, that. A cum coma might be preferable, actually, and a little less kinky than her current situation. There's no safe word that'll work on Lorna's captor, Mrs. Bathory, named after Elizabeth Bathory.
Wow. Wow. Like I said, this, wow.
Paxton's Nightmare was played by Luke Miranda, a prominent actor in 70s Italian crime movies known as Policio Tesci. And the art teacher in Rome was played by Edwige Finech, a French actress who's been in like so many fucking giallos, you guys. Both Miranda and Finech came out of retirement just for these small roles, since Roth was such a huge fan of them.
And I come back only for him.
And this is why we love her.
Deodato's revealed to be carving a captive Miroslav, and since it looks like he ain't wasting a crumb, I'll go ahead and add him to the count. I'll also add this poor bastard, who's seen being electrocuted just off. For Miroslav's torture, Bulgarian actor Stanislav Yanevsky stuck his upper body through a hole in a table. His lower body was made of prosthetics and actual meat from a local butcher shop.
They dressed a lot of the body with muscle that had all the gristle and tendon and fatty tissue on it. It was really horrific. It was disgusting. I thought it looked great.
The admins present the Whitney offer to Stewart, just in time for him to see his friend's body get carted away. As revenge for Todd, and to be an extra sick bastard, Stewart lets Beth know he's accepting the deal. We see Whitney's death on the compound security feed, though it's blocked last minute by a guard reading some motorcycle literature. Stewart returns for his victory lap, hopped up on homicide fumes.
I'm fucking Hercules!
That line is a reference to how Stewart's actor Roger Bart was the singing voice for Hercules in the Disney film. His singing skills also led to a role in The Producers on Broadway and in the 2005 film, and most recently as Doc Brown in the Back to the Future Broadway show. Before he can go the distance, Beth holds him off by stroking his ego.
I was hoping you would kiss me. I wanted you to kiss me. I thought about you all night.
Stewart is clearly emasculated and feels the need to dominate another human being to make himself feel like a man. It's a sadly common position that always comes from weakness,
It's crazy
which is why
from
Beth's
him.
ploy works and she's able to beat the shit out of this whiny whack job. She manages to chain Stu into the chair, and when a guard enters the room, she gets the drop on him and steals his gun. By the time reinforcements arrive, Beth is armed and Stewart is stuck in a delicate situation. She's got him by the dog. She demands to speak to Sasha, who's fine with killing them both until Beth makes a counteroffer.
I'm gonna buy my way out of here!
Sasha's willing to make a deal, but there is one problem. No one's allowed to leave this place without killing someone else. It's a good thing Stewart decides to speak up.
You fucking stupid.
That's the secret word!
Oh!
Beth tears out Stewart and fucking feeds it to a dog.
Let him bleed to death.
Holy shit, man. She leaves Stewart stewing in his own blood, and I'll go ahead and add him to the count. Real fun.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, I felt that. Oh, I felt that. Oh.
In fact, they put dog food in that gelatin penis so the good boys would be happy to chow down. Beth is inked up to cement her deal with Lucifer and her membership in the hunting club. Not sure why she can't get it on her arm like everyone else, though. Back in the village, Axel's preying on a new round of girls when her purse is stolen by a bubblegum boy. The murderous model gives chase and gets tripped up by the old woods woman.
Got you.
She's reunited with an axe-wielding Beth, mirroring a puppet show they'd watched together earlier. With a final goodbye,
Nostrovia.
Beth gives Axel the
Oh!
and decapitates her. The movie ends with the bubblegum gang playing football with her severed head.
Fatality.
Did we sightsee enough sequel kills to warrant a second stay? Oh, actually, looks
I
like it's
like how back to back the bubblegum gang helped contribute with the final kills with the attack the protagonist, man.
time to find out at the numbers. Although, I don't know, man. I know I said I would do the numbers, but I don't think I'm really feeling it after all.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
What? No!
Oh, the dog. Yeah, mess. I low-key want to see the dude get killed by the dog.
19 people died in Hostel Part 2, 4 fewer than in the original
This won't
outing.
be
The victims
deluxe one.
consisted of 13 men and 6 women, a more than 2-to-1 ratio of dudes. 4 other films we've counted have also had 19 kills, and Happy Death Day actually had the same exact gender breakdown. With a runtime of 94 minutes, we had a kill on average every 4.48 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Lorna for sure. This death scene is an all-timer, and probably what most people remember from the film. Double Machete for lamest kill will go to Whitney, since it's a weirdly off-screen fate for such a major character. And that's it. Hostel Part 2 was released in 2007 and completely bombed at the box office. It made less in its whole theatrical run than the first movie did in its opening weekend. The third and final installment would be direct-to-video and bad. I'll look at it next week, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
And there you have it, though. That's it's so bad called it's Hostel 2, though, man. Interesting, though. It definitely was some interesting one, but the dog one, whoo, that got me good. Whoo, I want to see the dog death. Ooh. Ooh, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. Oh shit. They show the aftermath. Damn, he got fucked up. Yeah, he got fucked up. Yeah, he got fucked up. Anyway, other than that though, so next free day I'm gonna do is collection. I'm gonna do collection next bonus week as well too. Then the bonus weeks after that, I'll do Hostel 3. But other than that, next week, if I'm no, that's pre-planned too. Anyway, I'll still do it though. Is classic week as well too, just in case I gotta do anything on Friday because I got a busy weekend that next week as well too. But other than that, that'll be classic week. I think we're doing Dracula. So other than that, if you like my reaction to Hostel Part 2, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.